Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. And right now we are in the middle of Sweden, in the middle of Malmö. No, not in the middle of Sweden, but in the middle of province called Skåne, in the middle of Malmö, its capital. And we are approaching the castle of Malmö. And as you can see in this part of the city, most of the things are quite pretty. Some old, maybe a little bit rustic buildings, and then of course some new coming up in this sort of modern canal kind of feeling. And there you have the castle itself, and as usual it's looking pretty. Taxi, I have to say that a lot of taxi in Malmö run either on electricity, so we have Teslas as cars for taxi, and a lot of them also run either on hydrogen or ethanol, so on liquid fuel, for those who are interested. So we are very environmentally conscious, so I feel happy about that. By the way, that's Turning Torso, our pride and joy, a very special building made by one of the very famous Argentinian architects, and he is quite amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I have mentioned previously, this is Malmö, and this is one of the small canal boats that one can take. And those are the two green boats that we will be taking when we will be departing from here. Because there is this company that has provided us with it, and the idea is like this: that you rent those boats, and as a part of your thing you clean up the lake or the canal, and so you get them for free, but you help the city to clean it up. So that's how it works. And as you can see, we are in a historical part of the city. There is your that is of course not a historic, but right behind here there is a Malmö Castle. So Malmö Castle is over there, and a technical museum, and those are the opera and the new buildings. And this is the Western Harbor, and on the other side of it there is the Turning Torso, and of course there are some safety from our boats. And we are about to go into Victor. We are about to go into a building where they will sort of check us in, or whatever you want to call it, where we will confirm our booking, and we'll see what happens. Oh, and that's a little bit of Malmö Castle. Not that it matters, but I just thought, you want to have it a little bit more, as much as possible, of this Malmö Castle, and just take in Sweden, I love this place. Okay, so now we're going in, and that's the cafe where we should be confirming this thing. So let's see if we can get this thing confirmed. Yes, exactly. We have booked two boats.
Dag dead.
Yes. So.
Two boats.
We are shiny happy people on our canoe, and we are canoeing, and this is the Malmö city, and we are trying to pick up garbage, and this is thanks to Carlsberg, as you see, as they call themselves, probably the best beer in the world. And then it says, can we reduce the aquatic environmental waste? So like I said, free canoe, just as long as you help the city to get the canals clean and help out. And there is a beautiful weather. Beautiful scenery, lots and lots of green, very fresh. The temperature is about 23, 22, 23 degrees. And so it's about like low 80s if you're in America. And it's barely any wind. So it's extremely nice weather and a very nice scenery. And we have some other boats passing by, lots of people enjoying the water. So here we are making Scandinavia greener thanks to a large green beer. Okay, bye. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, with a rather unique view of Malmö Castle from a kayak. I don't think that there are that many people who have done that, and that's the pier which we have used. And I think it's such a marvelous idea of them to use this opportunity to make this fishing for junk. It's just such a great thought. And there is an old fishing market which is close to that building which you're seeing in the background right now, and we will be going much closer to it. So, shiny happy people, as you can see, there is a bit more of Malmö. This is the turning torso. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the turning torso, and the shout out goes to Noel, one of the guys who has created a movie about this beautiful city, and a few others of you have been asking about Sweden. So the idea of this building is that it's moving, it's turning like a human body. So that's why it's called turning torso. And this is the view how it looks from the water, from the kayak. So it's quite unique in that way, and it has one magnificent amount of architectural price. So as you can see, there on the end there's a person sitting playing violin, and that's a little bit of typical summer Sweden for you. For no reason at all, somebody's playing a beautiful instrument. So here we are again. This is the fish house, and then there's somebody playing violin. We can't see that person right now, but hopefully we will see that person soon. It's just a person who decided for some reason that it's a great idea to bring his instrument out and play on it. There they are, happy and playing to each other. Yeah. One is a violin and the other I think is a violin too. So they're playing sort of to each other. It looks beautiful, don't you think? And now let's move on and see. Yes, this is the fishing harbor. This is where the fish used to come in. They probably serenade some ladies passing by, and they usually smile at them. I think this is a very good idea of getting in touch with other people, just playing some music for them. So this is the fish market. This is where the fishermen would bring their fish, and this would be sort of the social spot of the city. And then you have this rather large, very nice building, and behind it nowadays you have a nautical museum, and this is where you can still buy some fish even today. And here comes one of the boats that you can book and rent, as well as you can get one of those kayaks, although of course I don't think that those boats are for free. And then there's a little bit of marina, and I particularly like this ship because it's so cute and it's representing all of its flags. There it is right there, Malmö Marina, yeah. And those crates are used for sometimes for fish, but if they catch shrimps or some other stuff, they can use it for that too, and for crabs and lots of other stuff. But they put ice in it so the fish stays fresh. And those are still the guys who are still playing the music. So this is probably Sweden at its best. Nice, sunny, fishing boats and live music for no reason at all. So there you go, and one more view for you. There is turning torso, and there are the ducks, the little funny ducks. They are so amazing because you can actually come so close to them that you can reach your hand pretty much to them, and they're still not afraid. This is so what I love so much about Scandinavia too, because there's so much of wildlife which is completely unafraid of humans. All right. So, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we have some fellow aquatic travelers, but what they're using as a mode of transportation is different from ours. They are using something we call in Sweden tramp boat or trampbåt. A tramp boat is the thing where you sort of step on the pedals, and that's how it moves. Trampbåt, you can say it with me, trampbåt. And it's a very, very nice thing too, because you kind of work together on it as well. Okay, let's see how that thing works out a little bit up close. There's a guy fishing, and there are also, of course, some tourists destroying everything for him. Well, that's part of life. Somebody's fishing and somebody's destroying it, but you know, that's how it works. Yeah, and there's one more guy fishing who's sort of wondering why the tourists are sort of making up waves. So, if you're a tourist and you have this kind of big motorboat, please don't destroy guys fishing, okay? Say, now we have entered a central Malmö. As you can see, scenery has changed a little bit. And now this is the bridges of the center of the town. The gray building you see part of on the left side, that's your courthouse. And a little bit further, it's one of the important bridges. And so, as I was telling you previously, there are all kinds of different opinions about how people should look and not look. And as you can see, this would be sort of your more American fashion. A girl has a t-shirt and a shirt while she's sunbathing. And then we will turn the camera a little bit other way, and we will see that there are some people who are sitting practically with nothing on. So it's all different. And yeah, anyway, so that is an opera, and that is the newly built high-rise, what you see. And the orange one, I think, is part of the opera. Then the funny thing about high-rises are that they have a different, like each window is differently shaped. You see, they're not the same. They're like different in size, and I find that's fascinating and quite original. In this particular case, I think it works. Of course, you shouldn't overdo it like everything else, but in this particular case, I think it works. And now there's a big boat coming, so I better row away. All right. I was telling you earlier on that there are those boats where you sort of push the pedals in order to activate it, and there it comes, this boat where you use the pedals. So by propelling those pedals, you activate and you pedal using your feet. And as you can see, in this particular boat, there are two people who are using it, and then after that there are two passengers. So two passengers and two people who are actually traveling. And this is what is called in Swedish tramp boat. Yeah. And that's quite fascinating actually, because I think it's a great mode of transportation. Very relaxing, very sort of soothing, very happy. And as you can see, they're drinking, eating something, listening to music, and it's not so much movement. You don't get seasick from it. So there was your tramp boat, and that's where you have another boat. The boat is called, I can't say it says no, go boat. This is a go boat, and it says number 3, I believe. So first, and then there's another one. This one says B. And there it is. So you have all kinds of vessels, and this is us. We still keep cleaning on, although we're kind of still. But you might think that we're completely still. We're not still. We're slightly drifting actually. And what you just saw is actually a footage from under the bridge. Not many people get to see Malmö from the water under the bridge. I mean, unless you're not drowning. So as I was saying earlier on, that first there are those boats, and from those boats you can see this fascinating new statue. I'm not quite sure what it's supposed to mean, but it looks really cool, sort of. And then I wouldn't say it's beautiful, but it's kind of interesting. Let's put it that way. It's interesting statue. And then you can see that there is sort of opera. And then, I mean, you might not believe me, but then there are some people who decided that it's a perfect idea to take a sunbathe. So they just sort of dropped some of their clothes and decided to sunbathe right in front of the opera, which is actually quite impressive. I applaud you people for that. I applaud you. I don't know how much you can see, but probably we will get a better angle soon. But this is so typical Scandinavia, you know, when you feel like it's too hot, you just sort of turn around, drop whatever you feel is unnecessary, and then sort of enjoy it. Yeah, that's really nice about Scandinavia. So now we've passed another bridge, and this is a book a boat station where you can book those a little bit larger boats if you feel like having one of those, or perhaps you're having larger company. And those flags, they are the actual flags of Swedish Church, and that is the buildings close to the central station. As you can see, it's a very interesting mixture between the old ones and the new ones. So there is an ultra modern one to the left of you, and then there is one pretty old one to the right of you. It's quite fascinating in my opinion. You can see now is one of the ultra modern, this light bridges. So it basically weighs almost nothing, but it's still extremely powerful. And you see there are teeny tiny little holes, so it's actually very little material used doing it. That's the ultra modern one. And then you can see the one in the middle, that's sort of your typical 20th century. And then the one behind it, it could have been easily the 19th century. And the bridge that is even before that, I don't know when that is built, but I'm pretty sure there was some sort of bridge even before 19th century over there. So like 4 bridges, ultra modern one, the one from previous century, the one that was perhaps built century before, and behind that even one more bridge. As I was telling you, this is a close-up of this modern building and the old one, and then behind it you can see Malmö University, and the dome that you see in there, that is the part of the postal, the building with a golden dome is a part of the postal office. So the old post office used to be in there, and now they seem to be converting it to some sort of bank or something like that. And next to it you see a modern parking house building, and also Malmö Central Station appears to be right behind it. Those are the yellow buildings right there. And now they're bringing music with them. That's just wonderful. So as you can see, there is another one of those ultra-modern bridges. You know, it's really light construction. It's really beautiful. As you can see, those ladies, they're almost flying through the air. You see, like they're just going and then gently. And what you see over there is actually Malmö Central Station and one of the 2 main bridges between the part where the central station is and an old city, which is actually an island of its own, and that's one of the main hotels. All right, and there you go. We've been here. We came from there, and now as you can see, there are some jellyfish. There are plenty of jellyfish in this particular spot. And you see those white things? Those are jellyfish, and they look wonderful. They're really nice. But some of them are a bit dangerous, and absolute majority of them is not endemic. It's not from over here. So yeah, it's a good thing if they disappear, despite them being very beautiful. Most of them are invasive. Like we saw before, lots of young girls renting those boats where you can paddle, which are called tramp boat, spelled T-R-A-M-P. And nothing to do with Donald Trump. Anyway, so, and then you have those boats where you see guys. There are some a little bit older guys, and they're loading their boats with alcohol, so they can easily pick up some sort of ladies and say hi to them and offer them maybe some refreshments, maybe some beer or some wine or some champagne or anything. Anyway, nice ways to socialize. We are right back at the Opera House. This is the new modern opera, as I was telling you previously. That is that building, and of course a lot of boat traffic continues. and the weather is still looking next to perfect. And this is this very interesting sculpture. Not a big fan of modern art, but I think it's really interesting. So here comes one of the more modern vessels. As you can see, it's kind of like a surfboard where he uses a paddle. I'm not quite sure what the name of this thing is. I have been recently told actually by one of my friends, because this is like one of the in things. But anyway, so he sort of stands on a surfboard and he uses just a paddle to propel himself forward. And so now we can see that he is appearing to be going towards me, so I better make a small stop. No, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, we're doing good. We are doing good. And also you can see there are some people photographing this amazing sculpture, and then some more people enjoying the sun over there. That's all very nice. Okay, people, let's ask the dude what that thing is called. Maybe he knows. Sorry, what is that thing called that you're paddling on? SUB? Here we are, still in a gorgeous city of Malmö, and this is one of the nice local restaurants. And if you have a chance, make sure to pick a spot on the terrace, because it is a little bit sunny, a little bit in the shade, pretty much all you can wish for. Perfect place. Oh, and as you can see, some people are clearly camping out here, which also seems to be going fine. I don't know. I hope everything is working out for camper. And like they say, that he is one happy camper. Anyway, so that was the bridge that I was earlier telling you about. And I'll be back to you in a moment. And there we have, this is the courthouse I was telling you about. And then on this sort of very solid, kind of almost metallic front, you can see that there are some people that are using the benches to sunbase, and it looks great. They look to be really enjoying themselves. And there are some people who are clearly sort of getting to know each other. Well, you know, I would do that too if I was I don't know, 20 years younger. Yeah, and that is the building I was telling you about, the beautiful building of Turning Torso. So as you can see, I was telling you before that those people will probably go inside the channel and will enjoy. And now you see he's got a guitar. He's gonna play another instrument. Before we saw some people playing violin, and now there are another Swedish people that are just, you know, just having a guitar, and they're gonna play right in the middle of the channel for absolutely no reason at all. And now there are some people also on the balconies who are seeing that there's some music approaching, and there are some quack ducks. There are ducks who are probably expecting to be fed or something. Anyway, it looks absolutely beautiful. This is really Sweden at its best, showing its flying colors. And as you can see, every balcony is demonstrating those beautiful, gorgeous bouquets that they grow in their homes. So guys, look, this is our catch. As you can see, we have caught one. Now we are getting our catch measured.
There we go.
There it is.
You got it?
Yes,
Perfect.
2.6.
Nice.
Thank
Good
you.
job. Bra jobbat.
Bra jobbat.
Yeah.
The heroes of nature, the cleanup guys who came to the nature rescue, are worth to have some very nice treat. As you can see, there are all kinds of cakes. There's chocolate, but I know, and there is ice cream. Great Swedish ice cream.